So you're a service provider, you've officially launched your business, but you're trying to figure out how do you actually make money using social media? Well, stick around because in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to get your first $1,000 client via Instagram. Let's do this. What is up, fam? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Jennifer Morilla. This YouTube channel is for coaches, creators, and service providers who are looking to make money using social media. In this channel, I teach you how to do all of that, and I drop videos every single week. So if that's right up your alley, do me a favor and hit that little subscribe button somewhere on the screen, or give me a thumbs up if you're excited to learn about how to get your first $1,000 client. Oh, my baby Jesus, I'm excited. Let's do this. The first thing I want to talk about when we dive in is obviously in order to get your first $1,000 client, you're going to have to look at your pricing and pay attention to your pricing. So before I give you the examples on how to sell that product or service via social media and what you need to do that, let's make sure that our pricing is correct, right? Let's just do some basic math. You want $1,000 client, charge $1,000. You want $1,000, you can do it two different ways. You can do it, charge $500 for 2 clients, or you can do 3 clients at $333. There you go, there you have it. I've given you 3 options to be able to make $1,000 off a product. Based on the product or the service that you're providing, that should be your price point. So if it's a low ticket offer, then you want to stick with the $300 range. If it's a mid-level offer, then you want to stick with $500 range. And if it's a more one-to-one intimate setting, then I would stick with $1,000. Now that we got pricing down, let's talk about the 3 ways that you can make $1,000 via social media. Okay, first things first, social proof. People underestimate the value of testimonials, reviews, and social proof. Every time you are selling something online and being able to back it up with evidence and reviews that your ideal client has already told you they've had success with is a win-win, and it's a missed opportunity for you to make money. Social proof. And by social proof, I mean videos and I mean written testimonials that people have left on your website that you can screenshot and share it on your Instagram stories, or even share it as a carousel in your feed. All super, super valuable. But basically stating to your ideal client, hey, guess what? These are the problems that you have, and this is the results that I've given people who have had the same problems, and this is what they've gotten from working with me. There's so much power in being able to prove that you can help someone with their problems, basically is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now if you're someone who is just starting and you're like, Jen, I have no social proof, like I've never worked with anybody, then my friend, what I want you to consider is to reach out to people that you've worked for in the past that maybe you haven't charged them for, and basically ask them for a testimonial. So for example, maybe you're a graphic designer and you've done some free work for friends and family. I would just follow up with them and ask them to write a quick testimonial for you, or maybe send you a voice note, or maybe send you a video of them talking about the work that you've done for them and how much they loved it. That's a great example. Another example is like maybe you're a fitness coach, haven't really charged anybody before, but you've definitely helped your friends and family. Reach out to them, ask them to write a testimonial or voice you a testimonial, or you can turn to copy and then you can share on your platforms. And you can share it on social media, you can share this on your website. You definitely want to share it on sales page. Getting that first $1,000 utilizing this tactic of social proof, testimonials, reviews is a no-brainer, and it's something that has to be done. And you're underutilizing the power of word of mouth marketing, being able to prove that you can provide a service and you can find, and your clients will get success or get the results that they want from working with you. So for number 2, this one is also a no-brainer that I think people totally forget. When you're on Instagram, you know that thing called stories. The value of promoting your product via stories is a game changer. You can check out this video here where I actually walk you through the 3 ways that you can promote your product via Instagram stories, where I dive into actually creating story templates and other things. But anyways, you can check that out here, just click right there. Back to what I'm talking about, promoting your product via stories. Now, you can actually get on stories and talk to someone, or you can create templates like Canva templates that mock up exactly what you're providing and what you want to sell. Regardless, you want to make sure that when you are talking about the product or service that you're going to sell, you're talking about the product and you're providing a call to action. Meaning you're talking about the problem that your ideal client has, you're talking about how you can provide a solution, and then you're talking about the actual product that you're selling, aka the call to action. Whether you're sending them to click on a link or you're sending them to click in the bio, you can promote your service via Instagram stories. So you don't want to miss out on that opportunity, because Instagram stories is super valuable. And if you check out that video I mentioned earlier, I also talk about ways that you can get people to have a conversation with you in the DMs, which is where the real magic happens. So strategy number 3 is one of my favorites, and it's one that is mostly underutilized because people think that when you just talk about something and you sell sell it online that people just automatically buy. And let me just remind you that in order for somebody to buy from you on social media, they need to see what you are selling at least 15 times. 15 times. That's a lot of times, you guys. Just keep that in mind. When you feel like you're in stories and you're repeating yourself over and over, or you're posting and you're repeating yourself over and over, like you're not really repeating yourself because not everybody always sees your stuff. The biggest strategy, selling to somebody in the DMs. It's so underutilized and it's so important. I gotta be honest, the majority of my products and services have been sold via DMs. Literally me having conversations with someone, getting to know them, understanding their problems, their struggles, and just sharing with them, hey, this is what my product can do for you. How do I do this and what should you do in order for you to sell in the DMs? The first thing I recommend to any of my clients is reaching out to your warm leads via DMs. That means anybody that you've ever had a conversation with where you know your product or service is going to be super helpful to them, just reach out to them casually. Make it nice. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them how things are going. Maybe go back and read the old conversation and refresh yourself with what they were struggling with. Ask them if they're still struggling with that. And if it just so happens that the product or service you're selling could really benefit them, then I would just slightly mention it and I would just leave it there. Or if that's someone that's a hot lead, there's a difference between a warm lead and a hot lead, right? So a warm lead is someone who you've had a conversation with, who you could potentially pitch to again. A hot lead is someone that you're talking to like right now in this moment and they are hot. They are ready to buy and they're ready to work. That person, I would just reach out to them and be like, hey, I know you're struggling with this and I want to continue to support you. And I think the best way I can do that is through this program or through this offer or through this service. And it's a whole other game changer. And that's what you do. Now, if you're selling a high ticket item, I usually don't like to sell in the DMs. And by high ticket, I mean over $1,000. So typically what I like to do is I like to get people on sales calls and have that conversation with them, convince them a little bit more. They need a little bit more nurture. They need a little bit more help. So one of my programs is over $1,000, like way over $1,000. The conversion in the DMs happens. Actual conversion, like the actual sale happens on the conversation. I am not a huge fan of closing a deal in the DMs as much as I am of getting somebody on a phone call, depending on the price package, to be able to convert them on the sale. So that's just a little tip. But since we're specifically talking about only making $1,000, I think having a conversation in the DMs is totally fine. If you feel like you need to get on a call with them, I'm not opposed to it. I would encourage it because the chances of you converting are probably a lot easier. And so there you have it. Those are my 3 tips to closing your first $1,000 client. I hope this was super helpful. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. If you've got any questions, drop them below or reach out to me via Instagram. You know where I'm hanging out and I'm always there to be able to answer you. Until next time, my friends, I love you and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.